tried to love you, baby. Yes, I tried to love you, baby. Tried to love you, baby. It's true. In the end, my heart got broken with so many words unspoken. But at least I got to love a piece of you. And love her, that's the best that I could do. I tried my best to hold you, all my love, it could unfold you. I tried my best to hold you in my heart. When the going got real tough, you said my love just wasn't strong enough. Boy, you really know how to tear a girl apart. I guess I should have known it from the start. Oh, I tried my best to show you, gave my all so you would know who was the one and only man to be my home. And as I go from town to town, I know this music never lets me down. Without you, I will never be alone. Inside my song, I'll always find a home. Now that I've stepped away from the rumble of yesterday, I can see the sun shining through. We're all a little bit broken, and I've been broken open. I guess the one I should be thanking, love, is you. 'Cause loving was the best that I could do. Yeah, loving was the best. Oh, loving was the best. No, loving was the best that I could do. Oh, loving was the best. Oh, loving was the best. Oh, loving was the best that I could do.
Welcome to Presenza, and thank you, Liah, for this song. Today we are with Rey, and we're going to talk about Puerto Rico. We're going to talk about citizenship. We're going to talk about volunteer. What
Sounds
else?
great.
Sounds good?
Yes,
How are
absolutely.
you, Rey?
Very well,
good?
thank you.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So what's going on with Puerto Rico? We heard a lot of bad news. Economically, it's a very complicated situation. And
Yes, it's very complicated. They have a $72 billion deficit.
Okay.
And they have bond payments that they have to make, interest. And it looks like they won't be
Yes,
making it, that they're going to fall into default. They missed one already. They
Okay.
only paid a small portion of it. And the issue really is that they can't file for bankruptcy protection
Yeah.
because they're not a state.
State.
So because of that, they're forced to pay, and they can't afford to pay, and they're cutting services to their
Like
people.
always, like what happened in Greece and so on and so forth.
Yeah, it's pretty serious there.
So you have your family living there, and then you moved here? Or no, you were
No, I was born here.
You were born here.
Yes, my parents were born in Puerto Rico.
Okay.
My entire family lives in Puerto Rico.
Okay.
Here I have my brother and an uncle.
Okay.
My parents lived here for
Okay.
50 years.
Yeah, okay.
And then they went back. They retired and
Yeah.
went back.
Great.
And they went back when things were iffy,
Yeah.
and now it's just gotten worse.
Yeah.
So it's a fear for me that
Yeah.
they're there,
Yeah.
and yes, they're retired. They're comfortable somewhat, but the whole island's in trouble.
Yeah, it's complicated.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
electricity drops, water drops. There's issues like that going on. Demonstrations going on
Yeah.
from unions, university students. So it's a serious problem
Yeah,
they're having.
yeah.
You know, one of the major reasons I think is that the U.S. government, even though the Puerto Rican people have voted for statehood, in 2012, the American Congress is sitting on their hands like they do with everything else. American Congress just sits on their
Yeah,
hands
it
and they
doesn't
do nothing.
Doesn't do nothing.
They just,
It's
shuffle things around.
unbelievable. I mean, I never see a Congress who does.
They do for the last 6 years. They haven't done a thing, and what
even.
happens is that creates more problems for everybody.
Yeah.
And the problems in Puerto Rico is going to impact in a major way the United States government, the United States economy, the people in America. It's impacting everyone because it's a U.S. territory. It's been a territory for more than 100 years.
Yeah.
So you have possession of this island, and then you're letting it strangle.
Yeah.
You're letting it die. And if you want to let it die, give it its independence, or else do the right thing for it.
Yeah, take seriously. And so what else the alternative? You say to have it as a country by itself, and that's a little bit complicated.
Yeah, I don't know about giving it independence. I think that the best thing, the people in Puerto Rico want statehood, a majority of the people.
Yeah.
Give them the statehood, and give them the protections they need, and give them the assistance.
Yeah.
Another major problem why the economy is so bad is that the United States is not giving them the funding that they give all other states.
Yeah.
So Puerto Rico is missing the fundings, but they still have to pay the municipal workers. They got to pay Medicare, Medicaid. They got to do all these payments, which if they were under protection as a state, the federal government.
The same legislation than any state in the U.S.
Right.
Oh, I see. And so without having the advantage of it. So they have a lot of inconvenience without.
Right. I mean, don't forget, like, Puerto Ricans can vote in primaries for president, but they can't vote in the general election. They can't vote for president of the United States. But meanwhile, the president of the United States is the head of state for Puerto Rico.
Wow.
Right? So you have this conflict that's going on.
It's a very weird democracy.
It's not a democracy. It's colonial. It's colonialism. That's what it is. It's an imperialistic power having control of a territory and then letting it die. Instead of saying, okay, what do you need?
Wow.
You want independence? You want statehood? You want statehood? Okay, this is what you need to do to become a state, and let them become the state. And then this way you can get out.
So you are telling me that actually the U.S. government has an interest to let the situation go worse in some ways, so because they get more control of the situation and without applying any democratical.
You know what it is? It really comes out to be corporate world.
Yeah.
For instance, shipping. Let's say I want to get oil to Puerto Rico. I want to get merchandise into Puerto Rico, and it's coming by Puerto Rico on a ship.
Yeah.
Well, I can divert that ship right to Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
If the federal government would allow Puerto Rico to do that, but they don't. What the federal government says, this merchandise, whether it's oil or cars, whatever is coming into Puerto Rico, first have to land in the United States. It's got to be taken off one ship, a cargo ship, and put into an American flag cargo ship, that ship can go back to Puerto Rico. So meaning...
So, but if they pay for the transport, okay.
Well, who's paying for it?
Exactly.
It's the Puerto Rican people is paying for it, so the economy is in disarray.
No. And it's a the free market. What happened? It's
a territory.
It's a free trade.
In an ideal world.
Wow.
But what's going on is that it's not really free. It's not free. They call it free associated state. It's not free. It's not associated. It's a territory. It's under your control. It's heartbreaking when you go there and you see what's going on. It's a beautiful island.
So you were in vacation there, no?
I was just there,
and then
I went with my children. I took my children go there, see their grandparents, see their aunts and their uncles. Yeah, I went like a tourist.
Exactly.
Went to the beaches and all that. Went driving in the countryside. I had a great time. Beautiful. The people are great.
Yeah, people are fantastic.
But
it's very complicated.
You see what's going on with the government. You feel a sense that there's corruption going on. Yeah. There's things that shouldn't be happening. Yeah. So it's worrisome. So I want to bring my family back. I want to bring my parents back.
Yeah.
But it's not that easy. They like it over there.
Yeah. What are they going to do in New York?
They're retired. What are they going to do in Puerto Rico?
Well,
except they're in sun and beach.
Yeah, it's going to have to be in the south, in Florida or something.
Yeah.
So, and you are volunteer. You volunteer, and then you help people to get the citizenship. Yeah.
Yes, even though I am not a naturalized citizen, I am an American by birth.
Yes.
I thought I would pay it forward, and I was able to participate in a program, and I've been doing it for about 5 years now, where I've become a tutor, a teacher, an instructor for immigrants that are going through the naturalization process. and I help them prepare
for
for that
the
interview.
test, for the interview.
Yeah, so it's really beautiful. It's really rewarding, and I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
And there's many people who are. How did you come volunteer like this? Why? What make you?
I've always wanted to volunteer to do something. I just, feed the hungry, do something, pay it forward, do something. And I could never find the right place to go. And suddenly I got involved with the Emerald Isle Immigration Center. And they, I was walking through Jackson Heights, went into the library and saw a flyer. I called them. They asked me to come in. I was interviewed, and I gave them some paperwork, and they asked me to help. And I started doing it. And every time one of the students, for lack of a better word, pass their citizenship interview, it's like a pat on the back for me. So I feel like $1,000. I'm millionaire.
And do you see why people want to become citizens? That what is?
It's the opportunity that they feel they have better opportunity. They do.
Yeah.
More opportunities here in the U.S. than they do in their own country, and the people can come from all over the world. I've had people that I've worked with that come from Malaysia or Tibet, Nepal, from Colombia, from Africa, so from all over the world, and they all say, yes, they tell you, we love America, we love a country that's free, but really it's the opportunity that they're giving. They feel they have an opportunity to make a better life for themselves.
But they don't have to necessarily become citizens. They could. So you can.
But there's even more opportunity as being a citizen than just having a permanent resident card, and then you can vote in elections, and there's other things you can do.
But nobody vote.
That's the funniest thing. That's absolutely true, though. Many people do not vote in the United States. We probably, in this world, the United States probably has the smallest voting population in the world.
Absolutely.
We don't vote. Meanwhile, everybody complains about everything, but nobody participates. That so I vote.
You have
I vote.
People vote with little bit ironic, because people vote for president more than for local election, where your local election is very important.
Let me tell you what happened. On 9/11, it was a Tuesday. It was a primary day. Bloomberg was being running the primary, and the planes hit the towers. And what did I do? I went to the school to vote.
Wow.
So people should vote. And even though that election didn't count, the primary had to be done again because of 9/11.
Sure.
I went and tried to vote, and I did vote. So there are people that do vote
I agree.
in the primaries in the local election, but the vast majority of Americans do not.
Yeah. And I don't understand why they don't vote at the local election, because the local election, this is really what decide of your daily life. And then you pick your city. It's sanitation, it's school, it's transportation, it's a lot of the story. And the value of your house depends more of the city than your president of the state. So I'm always very surprised what the disparity between.
That's part of being an American, to complain about everything and do nothing about it.
No, people are doing things. But it's the voting has lost a lot of the momentum of. In the last.
But I think that we really have to vote. We really have to go and do that effort, because if we don't do that effort, we can't sit back and say, okay, we want changes. If you don't vote for the changes, because if you let somebody else do it, then they're going to do what they want to do. They're going to move in their own direction.
The problem is, I think it's little bit the structure, the way it's done is little bit like a little bit old-fashioned, and need to have some kind of
I think we've been overwhelmed with, especially in the last 20 years, with the lack of movement in the political system. How much the right wing wants their way, the left wing wants theirs, and there's no way that they're communicating where we can walk down a path in the middle somewhere.
I think they are not interested to have more people voting.
They don't want to resolve any problems.
Want to resolve the problem.
Right. And one extreme or the other. They're not willing to negotiate.
And you have structural problem to also modify how people vote. It's to integrate technology into the voting process. It requires a special corporation who have like 3 million in deposit.
And then the redistricting. They change the lines. So depending, and they do that every 10 years.
It's a
So
lobby.
depending upon
It's a
what
lo-
party's in power, they cut these lines down the
They
middle of
love
the
it.
street.
They love it.
Yeah.
I moved from one Congress to the next. My house stays exactly the same place, but I was with Nydia Velasquez, and I moved
Now
to
with
Crowley.
John
And I'm
Crowley.
with Crowley.
Yeah, that's what
And
happens.
then the guy next door is with somebody else. I mean, I'm on the, like, as a corner, you have 3 districts, and so you can depend of.
Isn't that
and so the
amazing?
ballot is never right.
And every 10 years they change it.
Yeah.
So next year, the 10 years down the line, you'll be with
Yeah,
a different representative.
No. And the ballot, when I went to vote, it was not right. Not for me. I mean, well, maybe like 20
Were
people.
you using a machine?
It was a machine. It
Okay,
was a scanner.
that's advanced.
Yeah.
I mean, one time it was a write-in.
Yeah.
So it was like things are changing, but not significantly. Not fast enough for me.
Oh no.
You know, I
no.
wanna see
But
better.
it's something has to happen very quickly.
Yeah,
because
listen, I understand the left side, the left wing, and I understand the right. I understand that they each want to have their own. I understand. But you can't let 50 members of Congress who are right wing control all 435 voting members. You just can't.
Yeah.
50 can't control 400.
Yeah.
And we are allowing them to do that.
Yeah.
You know, so this is the same group that's attacking Puerto Rico that doesn't care what happens,
Yeah.
and they don't realize. I mean, it's all intertwined.
Yeah.
You know, what's happening here, what's happening
Absolutely.
over there. You know,
No, that's what
immigration.
I'm-
That's all. I
that's-
mean, talking about immigration, we're having Puerto Ricans that are migrating back to the United States. In the last year, we've had over 120,000 Puerto Ricans coming back
Wow.
to the United States because there's no jobs available for
Yeah.
them over there. Their economy's in crisis.
Yeah.
So they're running back to the U.S. So that's impacting the U.S.
Yeah.
So again, immigration.
Anyway, thank you for the Puerto Rican for the contribution in New York City because it's unbelievable.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming to the show.
Thank you for having me. I really do appreciate it.
Thank
It's
you
a
very much.
pleasure.
So that was the show for today, and please visit presenza.com for your news, and you can subscribe online. Thank you, and have a nice night.